everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. In today's pick a card reading, we are looking at your love life in 2025. And I just put out a reading for kind of the overview of 2025, but I wanted to do a reading that specifically looks at your love life throughout 2025. And I think what I'm going to do is break this up into the first 6 months and the last 6 months and really kind of look at the details in those two time frames. So this one's going to be a little bit shorter, probably quite a bit shorter than the 2025 overview that I did. So yeah, we're going to look at some details for you of your love life 2025. And once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below. And that will take you directly to your reading. And just so you know, if you ever want to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also listed in the description box below. But please know that's the only way to book with me. And I will absolutely never reach out to you to book a reading with me. Okay, so if somebody does that, that's not me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into your cards here. Okay, Spirit, we are looking at the love life for pile number 1 in 2025. Can we have a card, please, for pile number 1? Pile number 1's love life 2025. I feel like this one, this top one here, maybe, doesn't want to come out. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's for pile number 1. Okay, pile number 2. Can we have a card for pile number 2, please? We're looking at pile number 2's love life for 2025. Okay, this one wants to come out. Okay, I don't know what's going on with these cards right now. Just bear with me. Okay, let's get the last card. Can we have a card for pile number 3, please? Pile number 3's love life 2025, and this one wants to come out. Okay. So let's take a look at your cards. Pile number 1. We have hope and happiness, and we have the Moonstone for you. You can see that. Okay. Okay, pile number 2, Inner Truths, and we have the Prehnite stone for you. Pile number 3, you have Gratitude and Appreciation, and your stone is the green Obsidian. Please take as long as you need choosing your card or cards, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, pile number 1. You have the Moonstone, and you also have Hope and Happiness. So I get a couple things from this card. I feel like there's probably different scenarios going on for who's watching this. So first of all, if you have been in a relationship and you've gone through some hard times, I feel like going throughout 2025, things are going to get better. You're going to start to see signs of hope. So maybe communication was a problem, or maybe one of you was working too much, or maybe both of you, maybe you weren't spending enough time together. I feel like there's going to be kind of a rejuvenation of the relationship on that level. If you're single, I'm feeling like if you've been trying to find the right person, maybe you've gone on a lot of dates and they've been, less than desirable, and you just haven't found that person, I feel like you're gonna get like a sense of hope. I feel like you could definitely meet a special person in 2025 that will really fulfill your needs, fulfill your soul. That is someone that you're going to connect with on a soul level. So I'm feeling like, there's, with hope and happiness, there's definitely good news, I feel, coming in for you in 2025. So we're going to look at your oracle cards first, and we're really going to get some details for you when we get into your tarot cards and kind of narrow things down a little bit. But first we're going to look at your oracle cards. And what I'm going to do, like I said, if you listen to the intro, I'm going to kind of break this up into the first 6 months and then the second 6 months. And I'm going to pick 2 cards from this deck. I'll take one for the first 6 months and then one for the second 6 months. And I'm going to set the one for the second 6 months over here. I'm going to do that with the same thing with your second oracle deck. And then we'll get into your tarot cards. Okay, so let's get going. Spirit, we are looking at pile number 1's love life for 2025. What can you tell us, please? Okay, there's that one. We have that one. We're going to set it right there. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get your other oracle cards while we're at it, and we'll look at them. Okay. For pile number 1, we're looking at pile number 1's love life for 2025, please. Okay, we have this one. We have one more card, please, for the second half of 2025. And this one. Okay, let's see. Oh, interesting. Don't let your past hold you back with South Node. So again, to me, this applies to both of the scenarios that I went over. If you're in a relationship and you've had some problems in the past, don't let that hold you back from fixing your relationship. You know, if you feel like this is definitely something worth fighting for, what Spirit is showing me here is it might be time to let go of anger or misunderstandings, or let go of a work schedule if you can, so that you can spend more time together. Definitely, Spirit is saying let go of any resentments that you or your partner might be holding on to, if that's the case. And if you're single, don't let your past hold you back. This is takes me back to what I said when we first got this card for you, that if you've been looking for your special person and you haven't found that person yet, don't let that hold you back. Don't feel discouraged. Don't feel like, oh, I'm never going to find my person. I'm never going to find that person who loves me for me. You know, I keep searching and searching and searching, and I'm just not connecting with somebody. Don't get stuck in that mindset, because I'm feeling like things are going to be changing for you. Okay. So just keep that in mind. So I feel like there's some good news coming up for you. Oh, look, I love this. So you have duality. So obviously you have banana and you have duality. So with duality, that's what I just said. First, I'm going to talk about if you're looking for your romantic partner, if you're looking for your perfect person, if you're looking for your future spouse. And I know some of you don't want to get married. So if you're just looking for, you know, that special person that you want to spend your life with, but you don't want to get married, you have duality here. So you're going to find that perfect person. Okay. That person who's similar to you, who sees things in a similar way, who loves your sense of humor, who, you know, loves your style and your look, who finds you attractive, all of that. And if you are already in a relationship and you've gone through some difficult times, what duality is telling me here is that you can find common ground. You can come back together. You can continue to grow together. I feel that if you're in a relationship, I feel there's more to be done in this relationship. I'm not getting that things are unfixable. Okay. I'm feeling that you can grow together. Like the bananas grow on the, you know, in the same bunch, they all grow together, right? They're all, you know, basically the same size. Some in the back are a little bit smaller sometimes, but, you know, they're kind of the same size. So that's what I mean with growing together, growing at the same pace. You can fix things if you've had problems in your relationship. So definitely keep that in mind. That's really good news for all of you, okay? So now we're going to look at your tarot cards. And like I said, when we get done with the first row, we're going to go ahead and look at these for the last 6 months. So yeah, so this is your first 6 months here. So I feel that there's work to be done no matter which scenario you fall into, but I feel that things are going to come together. Things are going to work out for you. Okay, so we are looking at pile number 1's love life in 2025, please. Okay. We have the Four of Swords. Yeah, this goes along with everything I've been saying so far. So with the Four of Swords, I'm seeing that there's a time for rest, okay? There's a time for healing. So if you've been in a relationship, definitely take it easy. If you've had some problems, take it easy. Heal. Okay, I'm getting healing, a lot of healing. And you know why there's so much healing going on in this card? Look at all of the animals here. Look at all the animals. Animals are so healing. They're so beautiful and so healing. And I feel like everyone's rooting for you. I feel like there's so much to save in this relationship. Like I said that before, I'm getting a feeling of you both want to fix things. You both want to work on things. So take a rest if you need it. You don't have to fix everything in one day. It's probably going to be a process, but if you both want to put in the effort, I feel that it's definitely something that can be done. Okay. Absolutely something that can be done. We have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, I'm feeling like this is a renewal of your passion for each other, finding the beauty in your relationship again. I'm also getting receiving energy. Okay, so I feel like you're both giving and both receiving. You're both receptive to listening to the other person, to taking time to figure out what's going on if you're already in a relationship. Oh yeah, and I also wanted to say with the Four of Swords, if you're not in a relationship and you've had some difficulties finding that special person, don't be afraid to take a break, kind of do some healing, kind of reconnect with yourself a little bit. Take a break for however long you want and then go back out there. So maybe this is January. You know, it looks cold here. Maybe this is January. Well, actually, it depends on where you are in the world. But maybe you need to take a short break. Maybe you just need to kind of heal yourself, because when you come back out, I feel like that's when you're going to meet somebody. Okay, now back to the Queen of Swords. So that's what I'm seeing with the Queen of Wands. Did I say Swords? Oh, that because I was looking here. I'm sorry, Queen of Wands. So yeah, so if you're already in a relationship, I feel like there's like your partner can see you trying to rejuvenate the relationship. You can see your partner trying to rejuvenate the relationship. And if you're single, what I'm seeing is that you take this break and then you're kind of rejuvenated and you're ready to go out there and find your person. You know, if you had one bad date after another, or maybe you didn't even get that far, maybe you just looked at profiles online and didn't see anything that was of interest to you. So taking a break will give you a sense of renewal. Because remember, you don't want to let the past hold you back. So you don't want to get stuck in that cycle of thinking, oh, I'm never going to find my partner. I'm never going to find that special person. I just got that some of you want children and you're feeling like, oh, time's running out, or, you know, I want to have children now. With the Queen of Wands, I definitely feel like you're going to find somebody that you're attracted to, who's attracted to you. You have a mutual understanding. So just keep that hope alive, because you are going to find your happiness. Okay. We have the Five of Wands. Yeah. So if you're already in a relationship, I feel that there is going to be, it's a process. So if you were having difficulties in your relationship, I feel that, and why I say that is because hope. Okay. Hope makes me think that you had some difficulties. And with Five of Wands, what I see, okay, in the more traditional tarot deck, the Five of Wands can be or actually in any deck. But my point is that sometimes the Five of Wands can be nothing but chaos, nothing but arguing. Nobody's hearing the other person's point of view. Nothing's getting done. But here, if you're in a relationship, I see everybody lined up, everybody ready to fight the good fight, okay? Being passionate about what it is that you want to see happen. Everybody's on the same page here. Is it going to be hard work? Absolutely. Is it going to be worth it? Absolutely. Are you going to get through it? Absolutely. Okay. This is a unified front here. It's like nothing is going to tear us down. We're going to work through this. We're going to do it. Okay. So that's what I see here. Also, if you're single and you're trying to find your special person, what I see with the Five of Wands is being more specific about what you're looking for. So if you're trying to manifest your person, being more specific, or changing your search criteria, or doing something. There's like something about being more specific about something that will help lead you to that perfect person for you. Does that make sense? Or maybe like going to a certain location or something. Like there's something about being very specific. So it could even be like if you have a particular hobby or you like to go to this particular place, like going there, and that could be where you meet your special person. So something like that. Okay. But there's something about it, something about you taking a break and then coming back to find your special person. There's something about it where it's more unified. It's more in alignment with what you're looking for this time. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords here. So if you're already in a relationship with the Two of Swords, in this particular deck, I see you not so much battling here. What I see here, especially connected to the Five of Wands, is kind of a back and forth. Like, what is that called? Is it jousting? Don't hate me if I said something completely wrong, but I think that's what it's called, when like you can practice together, and the more you practice together, the more skilled you become, obviously with anything. But I'm like seeing this picture in my mind because I'm seeing it more like that, like kind of a back and forth than like a duel. Okay. And so I feel like it's going to take, if you're already in a relationship, a lot of conversation, a lot of seeing what the other person's point of view of, kind of possibly restructuring things. Having a lot of patience also to work through any problems, to work through differences that you may have had, okay? But it's definitely possible, because this is, remember that unified front here? And then this here is like, okay, well, this is my point of view, what's yours? And then the other person says, okay, well, this is mine, what's yours on this? You know, kind of a back and forth, back and forth. It's very productive. You see the sun shining through here? It's very, very productive, way more productive than it was before. So what I'm seeing here is there's like, at the beginning of the year, there might be kind of like a stalemate or something like that going on here, where there's not much progress happening. However, you see the Queen of Wands, where the ice kind of melts, and it's like, okay, this is worth fighting for, but we're going to have to put in a lot of effort. And then you put in all that effort here, okay? And if you're single, what I see here is finding your match, finding that person who can keep up with you, finding that person who likes the same things that you like, who challenges you in a positive way. Somewhat, you know, it's like you go to dinner and you're not bored, like you were bored in the past with some of the dates that you went on. So definitely finding your match. And again, it's just like, it's a process. This is the first 6 months, right? So it could be that you meet somebody in the 4th month. So in April, someone that you really start to feel a connection with, and you think, well, maybe this can actually go somewhere. Okay. So we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So I feel with the Queen of Pentacles that especially you have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. So, excuse me, this is definitely coming into your power. I feel that if you're in a relationship, I feel that, and again, let's not get caught up on gender, because I'm reading the energies here. So to me, this is showing me two people who have worked on themselves and two people who are working on the relationship. Okay. Two people who are saying, I want to fix this. We still have passion for each other. We still love each other. It's going to take some time, but I'm willing to put in the effort. Not just that, but I see progress being made here. I see a lot of progress being made here. I mean, look at this card to this card. Okay. So progress being made. If you are single, what I see here is somebody looking at you saying, wow, that's what I've been looking for. Okay, someone looking at you that way. And I feel that you're starting to, because I feel like you might be a little untrustworthy in the sense of you've been, I don't know necessarily that you've been burned in the past, but it just seems like it's just been such a process to find your special person that you're kind of leery a little bit. And so I feel that you're also starting to get that feeling of, okay, this really could be my person. I feel like you're getting your confidence back also, because remember, don't let your past hold you back. Where in the beginning of the year, you were kind of like on the verge of wanting to give up your search. But here you're like, okay, I'm starting to feel better about this. Okay. So keep that in mind, because there's positive changes happening here. Definitely positive changes happening. So this could potentially be the 5th month. It's kind of, because can you see this evolution, this progression that's going on here? So I'm curious to see what this card is. The 9 of Wands. Yeah, your cards are really lining up here. So there is a progression going on here. So it seems like by the 6th month, you're going to be seeing some progress. Now, if you are already in a relationship, I think that you're going to be seeing some progress, but you're not quite there yet. Okay. But I feel like you've done most of the hard work here in the previous months. And then you really started to both become, getting on the same page. Okay. There's also a reigniting of the passion, that connection that you have. It's growing. Okay. By June, it's really, really growing. And you're starting to see all that hard work pay off. Now, like I said, you're not quite at the finish line yet. There's still some work, some details that you need to figure out, but you're almost there. And if you're single here, I'm feeling like you've either met somebody who really matches what you're looking for, or and you're really getting to know each other a little bit more as time goes on by June here, or you met somebody who was really close to exactly what you wanted, but didn't quite hit the mark completely. But that kind of rejuvenates your sense of, oh, okay, I feel better that I actually had a fun date for once, even though this person wasn't perfect for me. I have faith, I have hope again that I'm going to find happiness with someone special. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here with the 9 of Wands. So now let's go ahead and look at your other oracle cards. So this is going to be moving into the second half of 2025. So we have balanced spirituality and practicality, and we have full moon in Pisces. So definitely I feel like there's going to be a balance of emotions. There's going to be a balance of moving too quickly and kind of like a happy medium. So wanting to move forward, but not moving forward too quickly. That's what I was trying to say. Because I'm feeling like this connection, whether you're single or whether you're already in a relationship, I feel like it's growing stronger. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of healing. I feel like there's a lot of getting to know each other again, or in the first place, getting to know each other. And it's also balancing where the other person is at on their own personal journey. So if you were already in a relationship, it's balancing where you both are on this journey. Because remember, we have the two queens here, and it's like, and again, don't get caught up on gender, but it's like you both feeling like you're putting in the effort, and feeling like things are changing, feeling positive, right? And if you're single, I feel like this is kind of meeting that other person where they're at on their journey, and you connecting with that person, you getting to know that person, and you balancing that passion that I definitely see in your reading with taking your time to get to know this person and not moving forward too quickly. Does that make sense? Okay. Oh, and then we have refinement. I love this for everyone who, like, no matter which side you fall on, because with refinement, if you're already in a relationship, I feel like you're polishing, you're refining the details. You're continuing to work on your relationship. You're learning more about what the other person needs, what you need, what your relationship needs. And you're seeing progress. You're seeing things start to transform in a positive light, which is so good. And then also, if you've just met somebody, or if you are still trying to meet that person, because remember I said for some of you, you met somebody that you really connected with, but it might not have been that perfect match for you, but that gave you hope that, okay, things are kind of moving along here. And it's just kind of like refining. Remember I told you might need to tweak like your search on like a dating website or something, or go to a certain place or something like that. So it's like refinement. It's like fine tuning things so that you can find that perfect person. Or if you did meet somebody, it's like getting to know each other and learning each other's communication style, and, you know, all of that stuff that you do when you first meet somebody. So that's definitely interesting. Definitely positive. So let's see, we're going to see this progression continue here. Oh, I love this. You have the Four of Wands. So remember, hope and happiness, that's here. That's here in this card. So the Four of Wands can indicate a marriage. So this could indicate that you've met your future spouse, your life partner. If you don't want to get married, your life partner. This is also building a strong foundation. So if you were already with this person, this is all of that hard work that you did in the first part of the year. It's all coming together here, okay? This is the payoff. This is you healing. This is you taking your time, possibly getting to know each other again, taking your time, figuring out how to fix things, how to work through things, and this is your reward. Also, the way these people are sitting here looking off into the distance, it's like thinking about the future. Okay, I love this for you. And if you're single, I'm seeing that this is you really connecting with someone. And it doesn't mean that you're going to get married in July, but it means that you could have found that life partner, your future spouse, and you're starting to build a life together. So, you know, spending more time together, maybe talking about what you both want in your future. You know, do you want kids? Do you not want kids? Do you want to travel? You know, how are you gonna live together? Are you gonna move into their house? They're gonna move into your place, you know, whatever it is. So definitely I'm seeing that there's either like it's deepening a connection that you have with someone or that you will find with someone. So definitely going into the second half of 2025, there's a lot of progress. And of course, you know, you have free will. So this is, if you want to put in the effort, this is what can come towards you, okay? So we have the Hangman. So with the Hangman, I feel that there may still be some issues to work through. Really nothing to worry about because the Hangman is transforming, okay? The Hangman is thinking about things. The Hangman is seeing how things work. What can I do to make sure that the situation is completely healed as we move forward? So what I feel here is that going into the second part of 2025, there might be some little entanglements that need to be worked out. So if you're already in a relationship, you might have some problems that arise that you didn't think about. You hadn't really touched on those yet. You hadn't worked on those yet. And that's okay. Okay. This is not a big deal. This is just taking a pause and saying, oh, you know what? We didn't talk about this one thing. Let's just work through it. Okay. Let's figure that out now so that it doesn't become a problem. And if you're single, remember how I said here with the Four of Wands, trying to figure out, are you going to move into their place? Are they going to move into your place? Do you want to move in together? Do you want to get a whole new place together? You know, things like that. So that's what I'm seeing here. I don't see this as being a big deal. It might be a little inconvenience, but I don't see it really causing a big disturbance. Okay. I mean, you would probably think, oh, I wish that didn't happen, but in the bigger picture, it's not a huge deal. I don't really see it causing a big problem. I see that you can work through it. Exactly. You have the Ten of Cups here. So the Ten of Cups is one of the best cards in the deck. This is like an abundance of happiness. This is everything that you've wanted coming together. All of the hard work that you've put into this relationship, if you are already in a relationship, it's all of that hard work paying off. You worked through this issue here. And now things are balancing out. You're happy, you're working together, things are flowing, you're back on track. You're not letting the past hold you back. Where we have balanced spirituality and practicality, everything's balanced here. Okay. And if you're single, what I see here is just a progression forward from the Four of Wands here, setting that strong foundation, figuring out what you want, what the other person wants, and moving forward together, and moving forward past some little hiccups that you have here. Like this, I don't see this as like an argument or a fight or anything like that. I see this as, oh, you know what? We didn't think about that. What about this? We need to figure that out before we can move forward. Okay. And so I see you working through that. Like I said, it's not going to be too difficult to work through this. Okay. So yeah, I mean, this could possibly be September. Like, I don't want to be too structured with, January, February, March, April. So these are kind of loose guidelines going through, because this is kind of the energy is flowing and you can see the progression flowing here. So I don't want to be too strict with doing it month by month. Okay. But it's possible that this could be more like September, because we have October, November, December. Okay. So let's see what we have here. Oh yeah. So we have the Nine of Swords. So with the Nine of Swords, this is like any issues that you were talking about previously. Wondering if things are going to work out, wondering if you're going to get through this. And the thing with the Nine of Swords is that it's mostly in your mind. Okay. This is typically not a threat. This is more thinking like, oh, are we really going to be able to work through this? And then you think you did, and then you're kind of like, oh, but is this going to last? Is everything going to work out? Is everything going to continue to flow? So what Spirit is telling me with this card is, don't let your past hold you back. So don't manifest things that you're worrying about. Okay. Kind of let go of worry and know that things are going to work out for you. No matter which scenario you fall into, whether you've been in this relationship for a while or whether you just found this person, like everything's going to work out. Because what I'm getting is like, oh, things are so good right now. When is the other shoe going to drop? When is something bad going to happen? Because I'm so used to bad things happening. Now I'm just kind of waiting for it. And Spirit says, don't think that way, because that's not necessarily how things are going to happen. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And then we have the Seven of Cups. So with the Seven of Cups, I feel like there are solutions. There is a vast universe of solutions to any problems that may arise. So I'm feeling like something might come up somewhere toward like the end of the year, like October-ish. Something may come up that brings back a feeling that you had in the past. So that makes you think, oh, now we have this little hiccup here, but we were so happy. I wonder if we can work through this. Absolutely. You have so many solutions here, so many options, so many, not just that, but so many beautiful things waiting for you in the future. You have the sun shining, okay? So just keep that in mind. And if you are single, or because it really seems like those who are single have really met somebody here. And remember when I said, oh, everything's going perfect, when is something bad going to happen? Because it seems like that's kind of been a theme in your life, where things go really good and then something bad happens. And so what Spirit is telling me here is that that's more just in your mind, and don't let your past hold you back, because there's so many options here. There's so many ways around a problem here that there's no reason to worry about how are we going to get through this little hiccup that we have here, okay? Or if you create scenarios in your mind about what could go wrong, okay, Spirit is showing me that, well, yes, potentially something could go wrong, but this connection that you have is really special, and there's going to be solutions to anything that may pop up for you. Okay, so let's look at your last tarot card. So we have the Four of Pentacles. So with the Four of Pentacles, I'm feeling like if you're in a relationship, I'm feeling like this is something that you want to stay in, right? I feel like neither one of you want to leave this relationship. I feel like there is a lot of, first of all, there's a lot of healing coming in because all this water here. So there's a lot of healing, a lot of rejuvenation. I feel like anything that was kind of stuck, okay? Meaning any energies that were kind of stuck, anything that may have arisen here that you hadn't worked through in the beginning of the year. I feel like those things are going to be healed with the water here. And almost like you're going to be going into 2026 with like even more hope and happiness, like just a sense of renewal, a sense of, yes, we were strong, we made it through all of this, and let's continue to move forward. Let's continue to work hard. Let's continue to reflect and see what else we can work on going forward. Okay. And if you're single and you've met somebody, I feel like there's definitely a sense of healing that happens within yourself from this relationship. So I think it's like healing the past, knowing that you can have your perfect partner, or maybe close to perfect, because, I don't know if any relationship is absolutely 100% perfect 100% of the time, but you know what I'm saying. And so I feel like with the Four of Pentacles here being the last card, that you are both willing to work through things. Like neither one of you want to just get up and move on with your lives, right? You're both kind of in it for the long haul. You both want to make things work. You're both, because remember, this is a new relationship. So I feel like you're still getting to know each other, but there's a lot of growth here. There's a lot of emotional fulfillment that's happening, throughout the time that you're spending with this person, because you have the 10 of Cups. So it's like your cups are overflowing with happiness and hope and joy and, you know, all of these things, all of this excitement about going forward. And so I feel like you two are going to be, how do I say this the way I'm seeing it? It's like a commitment. It's like you've made a commitment to each other. Like, I'm not going anywhere, and the other person says, I'm not going anywhere either. Does that make sense? So it's definitely a commitment to embrace this relationship, to move forward with this relationship, to go through the different phases of life with this person. Okay. It's almost like here you're like making plans for all these different phases of life that you want to go through together. So I'm feeling a lot of growth and a lot of dedication. Okay, so that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is listed in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, pile number 2. You have the Prehnite stone, and your card is Inner Truths. So I feel like for this pile, I feel like there's a couple different options for some of you who are, or for those of you who are single. You might have like recently gone through a breakup. That's definitely possible. Or you might be at a place in your life where you're just trying to figure out kind of like what your next move is in your personal life. Where do you want to go from here? Also, if you just went through a breakup, you may be kind of taking a break, maybe reconnecting with yourself, because I'm feeling like there might be different options, because these little pathways here make me think of different seasons. So I'm kind of feeling like you may be exploring what your next move is. Some of you may be moving, some of you may want to go to school or change jobs or pick up a hobby, kind of just focus on yourself for a while and then kind of see what happens. I do feel like there is kind of a level of solitude going on here. Also, if you see here, there's a boat here and it's actually anchored right here. And then there's some water here. So it seems like taking a break from sharing your emotions with someone else is kind of what I'm feeling here. Now, if you're already in a relationship, what I feel here is that it's possible that you've been together for a while, or maybe at least a year, because again, these little pathways here make me think of different seasons and make me think that possibly you've been together for a while. So some of you may be taking some time apart from that relationship. Some of you may still be in the relationship, but you're kind of trying to figure out, where are we in this relationship? Maybe you're trying to reconnect with each other. Maybe you're taking some quiet time together, trying to get to know each other again, go out on date nights again. I also feel like if you're going through difficulties in the relationship and you're taking a little bit of time apart, I feel like you're both kind of trying to reconnect with your own selves, right? So you're trying to reconnect with like your inner truth, what you want to see going forward if you stay together. Maybe you're each going through individual changes and you're trying to figure out if you're going to be able to go through those changes together or if you're going to have to do that separately. The good thing though that I see here is that there's so much growth, like there's so much potential for growth. So yeah, I'm really curious to see what other cards we get. Another thing though, I do want to say, if you are currently in a relationship trying to figure out if things are going to work or not, remember I mentioned this boat here that's anchored here. I feel like neither one of you want to necessarily call it quits right now. I feel like you're both willing to kind of wait and see what happens. Okay, so that's good news. So let's put this to the side And so just to go over in case you didn't see, because what we're going to do, in case you didn't see this in the intro, what we're going to do, since this is your 2025 reading, with your oracle cards, I'm going to put 2 oracle cards here. That's going to be the first 6 months of 2025. And then we're going to have a row of tarot cards here, which will also be for the first 6 months of 2025. Then we're going to have 2 oracle cards here, which will be the second 6 months of 2025. And then a second row of tarot cards down here. And that's going to help give us a better idea of what's going on in the second part of 2025. Okay. Spirit, for pile number 2, we are looking at pile number 2's love life for 2025, please. Can we have a card for the first part of 2025? Okay, that one definitely wanted to come out. Can we have a card for the second part of 2025? Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and get all your oracle cards at once. Okay, that one, I'm going to take that because it literally fell on that first one. Can we have a second card, please, for pile number 2? I feel like this one wants to come out, even though I didn't say the whole thing yet. Okay, so let's start with this one. Oh, wow. We have luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. And since we already saw this one, I'm just going to turn it back over. I get a couple things here. So let me see. I'm getting actually quite a few things. I'm trying to kind of figure out what order to go in, because I do see 2 possibilities here, whether you're single or if you are in a relationship. So, okay, so let me go ahead and start. Actually, these 2 kind of go together. So I feel like whether you are single or in a relationship, I feel like there's something about this card that's making me think, actually this one too, that's making me think that you're kind of putting yourself first. Like whatever you're reevaluating, even if you're currently in a relationship, you're putting yourself first, thinking like, okay, what do I want going forward? Does what I truly desire match up with this current relationship I'm in? Or if you're single, figuring out, you know, what do I want out of life? Maybe I want to make some changes in my life before I get involved with somebody. Okay, so if you're single, what I'm feeling here is that you could be going through this kind of self-exploration time here where you're kind of more focused on yourself. But with this card and with this card, I feel like you might meet somebody unexpectedly. Okay, I feel like Cupid's arrow might strike you when you least expect it. Okay. This could also mean sometime around Valentine's Day, so you might meet somebody in the month of February. Or it could be in Sagittarius season, which is November to December, correct? Am I wrong? Why am I like flaking out on that? Yeah, so it could be more toward the end of the year, or it could be kind of in like February around Valentine's Day. So probably depending on who's watching this. So for some of you, your time of self-exploration could be pretty short if you meet somebody in February, since we're talking about 2025. And for others of you, you might want to take that longer pathway through the self-exploration, but I still feel like it could be unexpected when you meet somebody. Okay, now with the love card, yeah, let me continue on with the single people here. Okay, so with the love, I feel like no matter which group you're in, this is kind of a time of self-love, first of all, okay? And really kind of reconnecting with yourself, whether you're single or in a relationship. Now, I'm going to move on to if you are in a relationship. If you're in a relationship, luck is on your side. So I feel like Like I felt with this, I don't feel like this is a break, like this is an ending. I'm feeling like there's still potential for growth here. Of course, that's if you both want to put in the effort. Like you both have free will. So, you know, it's of course an option to walk away, but I'm really not feeling that. I'm feeling like you would be able to work through this. And that taking like this pause to reevaluate things could really bring that love back, could reconnect the two of you. Okay. And look, this says love potion or love lotion. So kind of like bringing that spark back, you know? Yeah, I feel like you, for those of you who are already in a relationship, I feel like you, you're both changing individually, but it's still possible for you to change and grow together. Okay, so that's definitely good news there. And we're just gonna set these to the side right here. Let's do it this way because we're gonna look at that one first. Okay, so we're just gonna leave those right there for now. And we're gonna look at your tarot cards. Okay, Spirit, what else can you tell us for pile number 2's love life in the first part of 2025? So we're looking at January to June. Okay. How interesting. So we have the Magician card. So with the Magician card, I feel like you are manifesting growth. So I feel like you're working on all different aspects of yourself, of your life. Like you're trying to master your life. You're trying to figure out how you want to move forward. You want to feel grounded again in your own life. I feel like you want some kind of movement and growth in your life. And whether you're single or currently in a relationship. And I feel like once you get an understanding of what that looks like, you get an understanding of how you move forward with that. I feel that that's going to, let me see, how do I say this? Like what I'm seeing, it's kind of like giving you, I don't think confidence is really the word. It's like, if you're single, you're going to feel like almost like a sense of empowerment, I think is what it is, to move forward with your own life, and a sense of empowerment when you do meet somebody new, of being like, well, yeah, I'm in a better place in my life right now. I'm feeling really good. Things are going really good. And if I meet somebody, even if it is unexpectedly, like I saw here, then that's okay. Like, so I don't think that you would necessarily be thinking about it, some of you, but when it happens, then I don't think that you would be kind of closed off like you will be kind of toward the beginning of the year, because I feel like in the beginning of the year, the focus is on you, right? And I feel like this is true if you are in a relationship as well. It's kind of like, okay, well, I feel like I'm changing a little bit in my life. I need to explore these different things, but I'm still with my partner, and can I go through these changes myself, and is my partner still going to be there for me? Am I still going to want to be with my partner when they go through their own changes, right? But I also feel like if you are in a relationship and you want it to work, this is a very positive card saying that yes, it definitely can work. And do you see all the growth here? There's so much growth coming through. This is also, so this is kind of like in the woods, in the forest, right? And I'm feeling like a lot of grounding, which we have here too. So kind of feeling grounded with yourself, and then allowing that to kind of spill over into the relationship as well. So let's see what else we have. Yeah, okay, so the Two of Wands makes a lot of sense here. So this is kind of exploring your options. Like I said, with the Inner Truths card, it's kind of like you know, like I said, some of you want to go to school or go back to school or change careers or possibly move somewhere. And if you're single, I feel like that's your main focus right now. You want to work on yourself first before you bring anybody else in. And if you're single, you're definitely trying to manifest something pretty big in your life. I feel like you have ideas. You may be working on something, like maybe working on something at home, doing some research, trying to figure out how you can start something, like acquiring some kind of skills or knowledge. And then it's kind of like you're wondering, like, okay, now that I have some of this knowledge here, how do I put that forward into the world? And if you're in a relationship, I'm seeing you here taking some time to yourself with this Two of Wands card. I saw that here too, but definitely with the Two of Wands card, taking some time to yourself before making a move, really thinking about things, taking things a little bit slower, even though this is a Wands card, because if you see the one wand here is actually blocking the path forward. So, and I say that because wands can typically be moving quicker than some of the other suits. But with this wand blocking the path here, it's like not making a move until you feel secure, until you know exactly what that right move is. Okay. Yeah, this goes along with what I just said. So the Four of Pentacles is can be a card of kind of standing still, being protective of something, contemplating things, being cautious, okay, which is what I saw here with that wand here. So also I want to point out, if you are single, with this wand here, oops, I just moved your whole card. With this wand here, if you are single, I feel like you're a little protective of your time, your space, your energy. So for those of you who meet someone unexpectedly, I feel like it might take you, you might be caught off guard, especially with the Four of Pentacles here. So you might be caught off guard. You might have to thaw out a little bit, kind of taking your time, slowly getting to know someone. See, that's another thing with the Four of Pentacles. This is a very slow moving card. And the Two of Wands, like I said, is a slower moving wand card. So at least in this particular deck right here, and how I'm feeling it in this particular reading. So there's slow movement here. So yeah, if you are single and you do meet that person unexpectedly, so since we're in the first 6 months here, this could possibly be around Valentine's Day. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be, of course, because this is Sagittarius, but the first thing I thought of was the Cupid's arrow here. So if you do meet somebody in February, of course, that's very early on in the year, so you might be very, very protective of your space. But I do feel like those of you who meet somebody, I feel like this is going to be someone very special who you're going to feel is different, who will still give you the time and the space to kind of grow on your own and explore things on your own, allow you to find yourself. And I feel like they're going to be very patient with that process because they might be going through something similar too, but you guys just happen to cross paths. Okay, now if you're in a relationship here with the Four of Pentacles, again, I'm feeling like I feel like neither one of you want to just end the relationship. I feel like you're taking the time to kind of protect each of yourselves. Okay, because this can be a card of protection. So I feel like you're not necessarily ready to jump back in 100% into the relationship. You're being cautiously optimistic. Okay, now there is growth here though. Look at these flowers. Okay, but you're also trying to stay grounded in what it is that you want. What will make you feel better? What kind of changes do you need to make in your own life? And is your partner going to be on board with that, and vice versa? And so again, with the Two of Wands, the Four of Pentacles together, and also the Inner Truths card, I'm not seeing like anybody wants to completely break off this situation, this relationship. Okay, so that's good news. And it's kind of about like getting grounded, saying, okay, what's gone wrong with our relationship in the past? Do we think we can fix that? Okay, you have a lot of love still in this relationship and luck is on your side. So definitely just keep that in mind. And I feel like it'll be interesting to see what happens with the second part of 2025. But I feel like if you are in a relationship, it could be like working on it, and then during Sagittarius season later on in the year, really kind of deciding, you know, yes, this is going to work out. So that's good news. Oh, look at that. Didn't I just say, yes, this is going to work out? Okay, this is still the beginning of 2025 here, but you have 2 love cards here. Look at how these cards go together. So I'm still talking about if you're in a relationship here. Do you see the 2 tomatoes and the 2 owls? Okay, I mean, there's a lot of love still between the 2 of you if you're in a relationship. So I feel like as we get closer to the second quarter of 2025, I feel like, hold on, another thing I'm seeing, look at the 2 apples here. Look at the 2 apples. Like, there is a very, very strong connection between the 2 of you if you're already in a relationship. I feel with the snake here that that's indicative of transformation, of change, shedding old skin, healing old hurts, old wounds that you had, and really starting to reconnect. So that's really good. And I feel like part of the reason why is because you are both secure enough to take that time out here. And maybe that's why I got confidence here, because you were both secure enough, confident enough to let things lay low a little bit in your relationship. And I feel like that there's kind of a reconnection happening here. So that's good. Another thing I'm seeing here, if you're single, with the Lovers card, I feel like those of you who don't meet your surprise love interest right away in the first part of the year, I feel like you're really reconnecting with yourself here. You're really, really reconnecting with your soul, with who you are, who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing in this life. And you're really starting to feel more complete and whole. Now, if you're one of those people who's going to meet your special person around February, give or take, I feel like by this point, so if we look at each card by the month, it would be January, February, March, April. So getting into that second quarter, I feel like you're really going to start to feel that love growing and a really strong, deep connection with this person that you might meet unexpectedly. Okay. Yeah. So we have the Ace of Wands here. So this is a reigniting of passion. This is like a rebirthing of that connection that you had if you're already in a relationship with somebody. This is saying, you know what? We did some really, really hard work during the first quarter of 2025. We're reconnecting. We still have passion for each other. I mean, look at all the love here. Like, there's so much love here. And so here it's like, you know, we're feeling more secure in moving forward together. Okay. We're ready to put in that effort. New ideas, new growth, things happening, things that you want to do together moving forward, and figuring out how it's going to work. If each of you want to change something in your lives individually, figuring out how that's going to work together. And if you are single and you haven't met that special person yet, I feel like this is you really getting ready to explore some new things that you want to pursue in your life, having passion for yourself again, having passion for possibly your career or some kind of hobby or maybe a move somewhere. Okay. And if you did meet your special person around February, I feel like you're starting to talk about, you know, what's our next move together, different things you want to do together, what your future looks like, things like that. Okay, so definitely exciting. And then we have the Hangman here. So what I feel with the Hangman, for those of you who are single, who haven't met your special person yet, okay, I feel like you have a lot of ideas on what you want to do next. I feel like you are exploring what your next move is. You have all these ideas. You're feeling really, really confident. Kind of like these skills, these whatever you've been working on this whole time within yourself. I feel like you're starting to get a better understanding of what comes next. Kind of like, what do I want to do in the second half of 2025? Just kind of getting ready for that up leveling, because the Hangman is right before the Death card, which is like a huge transformation. Okay. So also, if you are already in a relationship and you've reconnected, you have all these ideas of what you want to do, I feel like you're still going slow. I feel like you're definitely very passionate about moving forward with this person that you've already been with for a while, but you're both wanting to take things slower. You don't want to rush into anything. You still want to respect each other's space and thoughts and feelings and all that. So I feel like there's still a lot of introspection here going on between the two of you. But there's also kind of this shared idea of like growth and change and changing together, okay? And also some kind of healing from the past, whatever brought you to this point here, okay? But remember, with this card, luck is on your side. So that's definitely good news. And if you are in a new relationship here, I feel like, you know, like I said here, you have all these ideas on how to move forward, what you want to do, this and that. And then I feel like here with the Hangman, you are respecting each other's boundaries on how quickly or how slowly you move forward. I feel like, because this might be unexpected for some of you, I feel like your new partner will respect where you are on your path in life, and that you will be able to take your time kind of moving forward, just because I feel like you don't want to move too quickly, but you want to move forward, but you know, maybe a little cautious. So that's what I see there. Let's go ahead and look at your other oracle cards for the second half of 2025. So we have Believe in the Impossible and Blue Moon. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So the first thing that comes to well, actually everything kind of came at once. Let me go ahead and talk about if you're already in a relationship here. If you're already in a relationship here, if you're already in a relationship, I feel here there may have been some doubts that you would be able to stay together. Okay, even though I'm seeing that there's a lot of positivity, there's a lot of growth, I feel like you two weren't sure at one point at the beginning of the year. Okay, now as you go through the first half of the year and you're feeling like you're reconnecting, but you don't want to take things too quickly, I feel like you're believing in what you once thought was impossible. Okay, because here whatever happened might have been so stressful or so damaging or whatever it was that you didn't feel like you could make it through this. Okay, but Spirit here is saying that it's definitely possible for you to get through this and still be together. Okay, if you're single, okay, I feel like maybe around this time you're starting to think like, okay, you know, I've made some self-improvements. I figured out where I want to go, who I want to be, and I've definitely started to pursue that path. I'm feeling better about myself, where I am in life. And now I'm kind of thinking, maybe I could allow someone in my life again. But maybe for some reason you're thinking like, oh, well, you know, I'll never meet somebody who understands who I am or somebody who I connect with. And Spirit is saying, you know what? Things could definitely, something unexpected could happen. Okay. So definitely keep that in mind. So, the other thing that I get here, if you recently met somebody, is that you could be thinking about the future. You could be thinking about these things that you want to do together, right? And there could be certain things that you want to do that you think aren't possible for one reason or another. Maybe you have big plans. Maybe you want to move to a new country together. Or maybe you met someone who doesn't live in your country and you don't know how you're going to get together in one place. Maybe that's why you have the hangman here trying to figure things out. But Spirit says believe in the impossible, because it's definitely, whatever this idea is definitely possible for you to make that happen. Okay, and then we have productivity. I love this card, like right here where it lands. So, productivity. If you are already in a relationship, remember how I said some of you felt like in the beginning it might be impossible to make this work? It's definitely possible. You have the productivity card. And not just the productivity card, but look, you have the scissors. So there's two pieces of the scissors, right? Because if you take that little thing out in the middle, the what's that when you that keeps the scissors together, the bolt or whatever it is, if you take that out, you have two individual pieces. But when you put them together and put that back in, it works as a whole, right? And so that's exactly what I've been talking about. If you're already in a relationship, is that you were both trying to find each other individually here with the Inner Truths card, okay? But then I didn't really see you separating though. And I said that with this card here, the very first card. Even if you can't see it, I see it, I feel it, okay? So that's definitely good news. And so I feel like you're going from working on each of you individually to coming back together, especially with the Lovers card, and really starting to move forward, really starting to make both of your dreams come true while you're still together, okay? If you've just met somebody, I feel like you're going to be working through any kind of difficulties or anything that may come up where you're trying to figure out like, okay, well, I want this in my life. You want this in your life. How are we going to make it work together? Okay. A lot of productivity, I see a lot of things happening in the second half of 2025. And if you're single and you haven't met your special person yet, I feel like you're making massive, massive improvements in your own life, whatever that means to you, okay? Maybe you wanted to get back into shape, okay? I see that happening for you. I see you being so productive and making, all these improvements in your life. Maybe you wanted to take a couple classes and learn something new so that you can get a new job or something like that. So whatever productivity means to you and your situation, I see that definitely happening for you. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles. So definitely there is like grounding, a new foundation, new ideas that you want to pursue, that you want to move forward with. So the first part of the second half of 2025, I feel like there's a lot going on with learning what's next, what's the next step, what do I need to do, continuing to improve yourself, continuing to work on the relationship if you're if you've been together this whole time. If you are in that new relationship, you have all these ideas trying to figure out, how can we make this work? Let's do this. How do we do that? Things like that. So a lot of productivity, a lot of learning about yourself, about each other, things like that I see here. Okay, so we have the 9 of Cups. So with the 9 of Cups, I feel like if you have been single this whole time, you're starting to feel very, very successful. You're starting to feel very proud of your accomplishments. You're starting to feel very secure. I feel like you're accomplishing everything that you set out to accomplish in the beginning of 2025, which is interesting because I feel at this point you might be more open to meeting somebody if they happen to come into your life unexpectedly. For those of you who have been in a relationship this whole time, I feel like you're really, really, really seeing a lot of success in that relationship, a lot of continued growth, success in your lives individually, and then coming together as a couple. I see that there's a lot of growth, there's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of pride in the fact that you made it through this difficult time in your relationship. And if you are in that new relationship, I feel like there's a lot of success. Like all these ideas that you are working on here are starting to come to fruition. You're starting to see some progress with that. So we have the 9 of Swords. So really interesting with the 9 of Swords, because I'm feeling like any worries that you had, no matter which area you fall into in this reading, I feel like no matter what the worries were that you had, they were like, there was nothing to worry about. Everything is figured out. So like, remember I used that example for those of you who just met somebody. If you were living in like different locations and you're trying to figure out how to get into one location, and maybe you are super, super worried about that, like Spirit is saying that everything's going to work out. There's nothing to worry about. Okay. Kind of like it was all just anxiety. Like it's the worst case scenario. It's not going to happen. I'm also feeling like some of you who are still single might be starting to feel a little bit lonely. Maybe at this point are saying, you know what, I've had so much success on my own. Maybe now I want to meet somebody, which is interesting because we have June, and then if we go by individual cards, so June, July, August, September. Okay, so we're definitely getting closer to that time when you might meet that special person. So I'm interested to see what comes up next. Okay, so here we have the 5 of Swords. So with the 5 of Swords, the first thing that I saw was if you're already in a relationship, if you've been in a relationship this whole time and you were wondering if it was going to work out. What I'm seeing with the 5 of Swords is really moving away from the worry that you had on like, oh, will we really be able to make this work out? I also see that it's kind of calling a truce, saying, you know what, whatever happened before, I don't want to bring it up again. It's in the past. We healed it. We worked through it. Let's move on. Let's move forward. Okay. Another thing I see with the 5 of Swords is that for those of you who have been single throughout all this, I feel like you may have been incredibly protective of your single status. With the 4 of Pentacles here, I feel like kind of once you got a taste of working on yourself, that became like a comfort and kind of something that you were very determined to accomplish within yourself, within your life. Therefore, you didn't want anybody to interfere in your leveling up, in your self-transformation. And so what I see here with the 5 of Swords is that you may be starting to change how you were feeling about letting someone come into your life, okay? Because sometimes the Lovers card can talk about acquiring something or something coming into your life that is really a good fit and a good fit, like a good match for your life. But sometimes there can be a sacrifice here. So what I see here, if you've been single this whole time, is that you're starting to think like, well, maybe I could sacrifice some of my personal time to allow that love to come into my life, okay? And maybe you're thinking like, oh, it's impossible for me to do everything that I want to do and allow somebody to come into my life. But Spirit says, believe in the impossible and believe that you can still be as productive with somebody else as you are on your own, because this new person coming in will allow you to still be yourself. Okay, so then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So, okay, if you're, I'm going to continue on with if you're single here. If you're single, the Nine of Pentacles, I'm feeling like you have it all here. You've accomplished everything you want to accomplish. You're very grounded. But the other thing that I see here is this luck on your side. Remember how I saw, well, these two cards together? I do feel like the way this owl is looking off in the distance, I feel like you may be looking at someone, okay? A possible love interest here. Because at this point, when, for those of you who are single, you've reached your goal that you set out to here. I feel like you've had incredible personal growth, incredible productivity. And so at this point, someone might catch your eye, okay? and you'll be feeling pretty secure in everything that you've accomplished, so that you might let somebody in. Now, if you have been in a relationship this whole time, I think you're really, really, really going to, since you let go of anything that hurt in the past, anything that damaged the relationship in the past, since you let go of that here, I'm feeling like that is just going to increase your connection and how far you've come together and where you're going to go from here. And if you met that person, around February-ish, excuse me, in the beginning of the year, I feel like anything that you may have been worried about here has been resolved. Things are starting to come together for you. So there's like a lot of good luck happening also in the second half of 2025. So let's get your last card. Okay. Wow. I love this for all of you. Okay. So you have the World card. So the first thing that came to my mind is that if you were single throughout all of this, and great success, incredible success on your own that you did here. So if you've been single, I still feel like you might meet somebody in the later part of 2025. So definitely could be in Sagittarius season, which I believe is the end of November to the end of December. I don't know why it was like, when I said that in the beginning, I was like, I don't know, it just sounded weird, but anyway. so yeah, you might be meeting somebody toward the end of the year. I feel like you could be starting this new life with somebody, definitely going into a new phase of your life, feeling secure, feeling like, kind of like your world is complete, okay? If you've been in a relationship this whole time, I feel like you're ready to start a new phase. Definitely a lot of success, a lot of productivity, a lot of luck. Like what you thought was impossible is definitely happening, and you're ready to go on to a stronger phase of your relationship. And if you met somebody back in February-ish, somewhere around there, I feel like you're moving on with those plans. Everything's coming into alignment, and you're ready to start your future together. So definitely a lot of exciting things happening for all of you in 2025. So I wish you all of the luck in the world. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked in the description box below. And I also offer Reiki sessions, sound sessions, so you can also book those on my website as well. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, pile number 3. You have the green Obsidian, and your card is Gratitude and Appreciation. So I get a couple things here. I feel like you might be meeting somebody new, or maybe this is like an early relationship, early on in the relationship, something like that. I'm feeling like you're gonna feel very grateful, very appreciative. I definitely feel like somebody's gonna be showing you love and affection. I feel like there could be a very strong connection happening here with the rainbow. I'm feeling like some of you felt like you would never find your special person, like it was taking too long, something like that. And I feel like you'll be pleasantly surprised here. I also feel like some of you are already in a relationship, and I feel like you're really going to see a lot of growth, a lot of happiness. You're going to see your partner really showing you how happy they are, how much they appreciate you, maybe little gifts or just kind of little things letting you know that they love you, that kind of thing. So I feel like in 2025, there's a lot happening in your love life that's going to make you feel very grateful and very happy. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing so far. Now we're going to look at your oracle cards. So the first thing that we're going to do is get all your oracle cards ready, and we're going to put 2 oracle cards here. This is going to be for the first part of 2025, and then the first row of tarot cards here will be for the first 6 months of 2025. And then we'll put your other 2 oracle cards here. That's going to be for the second part of 2025. And then your second row of tarot cards down here will be the second part of 2025. So the first part will be January to June, and then the second part will be July to December. Okay, so let's get your oracle cards. Okay, we are looking at pile number 3's love life for the first part of 2025. Okay, this one, I can't get it out. Okay, there we go. Okay, and can we have a card for the second part of 2025, please? Okay, and we're gonna get your other oracle cards now too. Can we have a card for pile number 3's love life in 2025, the first half, please? And for the second half of 2025, this one here. Okay. So let's set these to the side, and we'll look at these first. Okay. So we have a win-win outcome is forecast, a full moon in Libra. So a win-win outcome is forecast, and you have the scales here. So I feel like things are working in your favor. Things are lining up for you, like for both of you. Or if you have just met somebody, or like I feel with the scales here, I feel like you're meeting your equal partner, someone who's on the same page as you. Or if you're already in a relationship or whatever it is, I feel like something's balancing out, something that may have been a little bit off, or even it could even be like finances or something. Maybe you were going through a difficult time financially, which was putting a strain on the relationship. I feel like that's going to be coming together. Definitely things are balancing out. So even this could be your life. So let's say that you were single and you really wanted to meet your special person, and you finally meet that person, and then you feel like your life is whole. So it could be something like that too. Okay. We have productivity. So you have balancing out and productivity. So I feel like, excuse me, I feel like whatever was going on, it's definitely, things are coming together. Things are working out, especially because you have the scissors. And like this productivity card came up in pile number 1, and I said the same thing in pile number 1. With the scissors here, you have the little bolt, whatever it's called, in the middle of the scissors here. If you take that out, right, you have 2 pieces of the scissors. But when you put them together and you put that bolt in, then the scissors actually work very, very well together. That's what I'm seeing here. Something going on where the 2 of you together really creates like an even better whole. Okay, like you know, you could do things on your own, but there's something about the 2 of you coming together that really kind of enhances where you both want to go in your life. Something like that is going on here. So it's kind of like whatever that is, whatever this balancing out is, I feel like that is what's creating a lot of this gratitude and appreciation for each other. Okay, and that applies whether you meet somebody new or you're already in a relationship, or, you know, whatever it is. I feel like things seem to be happening, balancing out in that first part. Maybe you were going through a rough patch in your relationship. If that's it, things are absolutely going to balance out for you. I feel like there would be an increase in communication, an increase in listening, right? Which is part of communicating, and working on things from there. And that really applies to anywhere you are in a relationship, right? Especially if you're just meeting somebody, especially if you've been together for a while, that communication is always the key. So definitely good news for you. Okay, Spirit, we are looking at pile number 3's love life for the first part of 2025. Okay. So we have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, this makes me think of communication. This makes me think of communicating exactly what you want, going forward with something, someone possibly having an offer too. I'm feeling like if you have a new idea, something that you want to pursue or something that you want to do with this other person, I feel like they're going to be on board. I feel like it's going to be something exciting, something that you will both enjoy, something that you will both love. I feel like there's a sense of we're in this together. We are in it for the long haul. Like there's so much love and what's the word I'm thinking of here? Commitment. Love and commitment is what I'm getting. And I feel like that's why you have a win-win outcome. Okay? Because you both are willing to put in the hard work. You're both willing to go the extra mile. You're both willing to do what it takes to make it work, right? With the scissors, you're both willing to work together. There's a lot of love here, a lot of love, a lot of, I'm just getting a lot of communication. So I'm feeling the communication is communicating about what your individual needs are and then communicating how much you appreciate each other. Okay, so here we have the Devil card. So I feel like, especially with the win-win outcome, there could be something where you feel like this might not work out, or something that could be creating some kind of fear or some kind of apprehension that, oh, I don't know, can we make it through this? Didn't I say something about finances? Because I'm feeling that again here. There could be something about finances that's very, very stressful. but you have to keep in mind that a win-win outcome is forecast. I also feel like for some of you who are single, I feel like for some of you who are single, you might have a fear of finding somebody who was similar to someone in the past who may not have been exactly who they appeared to be, or somebody who maybe it was some kind of an unhealthy relationship or something like that. So for some of you, I feel like there's a fear, a little bit of apprehension when you do meet somebody who is honest and truthful, like all of those things, who really does wear their heart on their sleeve. I feel like there might be a little bit of apprehension from you, but Spirit is saying that to kind of work through those feelings, because not everybody is going to be the same as this person was here. Let's see what else we have. Okay, with the 7 of Cups, I feel, again, okay, I'm going to stay on this. Those of you who are a little skeptical of meeting somebody new, okay, and then I'll move on to the rest of you. So I feel like for those of you who had a little bit of an unpleasant situation in the past, I feel like what the key is going to be for you is to take your time with this new person, because these two people are opposites, okay, complete opposites. And so it's really important that you realize that this person is not this person, okay? So just take your time. Don't jump into anything too fast. Make sure you feel comfortable. And if you tell this person like, I had a bad experience in the past, I want to take things really, really slow, this person's going to understand that, and then there's a win-win outcome, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, for those of you who were worried about how to get through a tough situation, or something that seemed to be holding you back, there's definitely a lot of options available to you to work through that. And there are some very positive options here. Definitely some positive options that will help you work through any difficulties or any problems that you may have in your relationship. And, you know, it's so interesting that you had the win-win outcome and productivity, because with the 7 of Cups, look at all these options. Now, not every single option is the best option, but if you don't see them right away, you will be seeing a lot of options on how to resolve a situation that you may be in, okay? So you'll definitely be able to come together and resolve anything that's going on, and I feel that you will be able to detach yourself from any kind of fears that you had about something that may be going on in the relationship, or something that may be affecting the relationship. We have the Magician here. Yeah, exactly. So with the Magician card, this is you overcoming any difficulties that you may have had. This is seeing the truth of the situation, figuring things out, putting a plan into action, things making sense. Again, productivity here. Working on things, making things happen. So, if you're single and you're trying to meet your special person, I feel like don't have fear that you're never going to meet that person. Like, there's a lot of options out there, and your person is definitely out there. I feel like you're actively drawing that person closer to you. I feel like you're manifesting that person, and I feel like that person's definitely going to show up for you, or show up to you. And then I feel like you're both looking for each other with this Magician card. I definitely feel that. If you are skeptical of meeting new people, I feel what the most important thing is, because the Magician card can sometimes be a little bit similar to the Devil card in this type of situation, where it's like, well, I don't really trust you. I don't really believe you, because the magician can pull tricks, can do, you know, sleight of hand, stuff like that. So I feel for some of you in this pile, you have a deep mistrust of like having a romantic partner, like maybe something happened to you in the past or something that really, really hurt you and you don't want to be hurt again and kind of that thing. So what I'm feeling here for those of you going through something like that is you need to see who this person is, what this person does. So with the Seven of Cups, you need to see how they react in different situations. You need to see, do they show up for you? Do they say, I'm gonna, you know, be there at this time? Are they actually there? So take things slow and really see who they are, right? How do you feel? Try to take your ego out of it and try to sit and listen to how you feel. Like, how does this person's energy feel? Because I see you going back and forth here thinking, oh, this person seems different, but I still remember the past and how this person treated me. Okay, so definitely try to take that ego out of it so that you can see the truth of what's really going on. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's see what else we have. So we have the Wheel. So continuing on with those of you who have a little bit of a trust issue with allowing a new partner to come into your life, this is different. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune in this particular reading that we're talking about, to me, is indicating that this new person coming in is completely different, which I said earlier, completely different from the Devil card. The Knight of Cups and the Devil are two completely different people, okay? If you're already in a relationship, and remember I said with the Devil card, there could be something going on here, some kind of fear, wondering how you're gonna fix this, how are you gonna get through it. I feel like you can definitely get through this together. I feel like you're gonna have a lot of options. I feel like you may need to kind of sit and think about things, come up with new ideas, but I feel like, especially together, because I keep going to the Scissors here, especially together, it's like you have a set of skills, this other person has a set of skills, and together you're going to be able to overcome any kind of difficulties that you're going through. Because I feel like this isn't necessarily difficulties in the relationship. I feel like it's something external that's going on that's causing some kind of fear within the relationship. Again, it could be something financial, it could be something with the home, something like that. You know, any of those external things that can definitely put a strain on the relationship, or it can bring you closer together. Okay, so whatever's going on, I feel like you're going to work through it. And this could even be like if you meet somebody new and one or both of you has a lot of stuff going on with family or school or work or something like that, and it's putting a strain on that other person, let's say, which is then putting a strain on your relationship, and you're wondering, well, you know, is this going to actually work out or not? Because this is bringing a lot of stress into our relationship. Okay, so Spirit says, yes, it's going to work out. Now, if we look at like month by month, because you know, I'm trying to get kind of a general overview, but we can also look month by month. So if we do that, we have January, February, March, April, May. So I feel like if we look at it that way, in April, you're going to start to see things for what they are. You're going to start to see solutions to a problem. You're going to really start to bring in that productivity. And then by May, you're going to see things starting to take form, things changing, things becoming more in your favor. Okay, so we have June here, if we want to keep looking at it month by month. So the Four of Pentacles. So with the Four of Pentacles, what I'm feeling here, if you are in the the group that I said maybe just distrustful of someone. What I'm seeing here is that you're starting to feel more trustful. You're starting to dig deeper, looking at this person from a deeper perspective, a deeper level. I feel that you're still protective of yourself, of your energy, but you're still willing to pursue something with this person. You're willing to let go of some control. Okay, so that's good. And then I feel for anyone who's gone through something difficult, okay, especially with the Devil card, there's definitely something going on toward the beginning of the year that's caused some fear, something, right? So I feel like as you move on toward the latter part of the first part of the year, I feel like whatever solutions you've come up with here and starting to feel that the tides are changing here, I feel like you're cautiously optimistic in moving forward. And again, I feel for most of you, this is something external, especially with this card, because you know, you have the houses up here, or maybe that's just one house. And then outside of the house is something going on. So some kind of external thing, which again, remember I said it could be financial. And then here we have the case here, with the coins in it, but there's a key. Okay, so there's a key to open up these coins. So definitely if it is something financial, I feel like there's a way out of it. There's like help is on the way, something that will kind of secure your foundation. Okay, so things might be a little bit stressful in the beginning of the year, but I feel like also with the Knight of Cups, I feel like your partner is really going to show up. Okay, meaning that your partner is really going to say, hey, we got this. Okay, we're together. We got this. We're going to get through it. And I think that that's also where this deep sense of gratitude and appreciation comes from, because what I'm feeling is like when one of you, if you're in a relationship, or, you know, if you've just gotten into a relationship, I feel no matter what the case is with whoever's watching this, I feel like when one of you has kind of a down moment, the other person's going to help to lift you up, which is going to then give you that deep sense of gratitude and appreciation. And vice versa. When the other person is down, you're going to step up. You're going to be the Knight of Cups saying, hey, it's okay. We got this. Which is going to give that other person a great sense of gratitude and appreciation for you. And I feel like throughout this whole process, it's just going to kind of uplift both of you in this relationship. Okay, so now let's look at the second half of 2025. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Interesting. So for those of you who are already in a relationship, what I feel here is kind of what I just said, right? Where going through these difficult times and each of you lifting each other up, okay? It's going to create that sense of gratitude. It's going to really kind of make you appreciate each other, make you love each other even more, right? Feeling even more secure in your relationship. If you were in the group that was feeling a little bit distrustful, saying, well, I feel like I could trust this person, but I'm not sure because I did that in the past and I was wrong, and the person I trusted didn't treat me right. Now remember here, I said where it seems like you're starting to open up a little bit more. You're starting to dig deeper into who this person is. And with a new romantic cycle, I'm feeling like you're continuing on that path of opening up, of allowing somebody in a little bit more. Oh yeah, that's another thing that I get for you with this Four of Pentacles. With opening up the chest with the key, it's kind of like allowing someone else to see, okay, well, this this is who I am. Feeling more comfortable sharing yourself with somebody else, which then would be that new romantic cycle that begins. Okay, and then we have energy. So definitely continuing on with, if you are in the group that was a little bit distrustful, this new romantic cycle begins. You're feeling the energy. You're feeling a different energy than you felt with the Devil card here. So you're really starting to trust, okay? Really starting to feel emotionally secure with this person, especially with the orange, like the color orange that we have here, okay? Definitely feeling more like emotionally secure with this person, okay? So yeah, and okay, so then if you are already in a relationship, what I'm seeing with these two cards happening here is, remember I told you there's like that great sense of appreciation, satisfaction, like when one person's down, the other person lifts you up. So it's like this really cool exchange of energy. And I feel like the sense of gratitude, appreciation just continues to grow and grow and grow. And the energy between the two of you, it just becomes even more of like a stronger bond is being formed, definitely in the second part of 2025. And also something might be happening, something really important might be happening, or there might be an extra sense of growth and unity happening sometime during Libra, because you have full moon in Libra and you have new moon in Libra. Okay, so Libra is September to October. Okay, so there could be something happening that we're going to see definitely in the second half when we look at your tarot cards. But it seems like whatever it is, it starts in the beginning of the year somewhere, and it becomes even stronger as we get toward, excuse me, as we get toward the end of the second half of the year. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So we have the Emperor. So the first thing that came to my mind here is that if you are single and you fall into that category where you didn't really trust the person because of something from the past. So I'm feeling like come the second part of the year, you're really, really going to start trusting and believing this person. You're going to start to let your fears dissipate. And I feel like because of what you went through in the past, you will feel a great sense of gratitude and appreciation that this person is different. Okay. It could also be, for some of you, this just came up, that this Devil card could mean that somebody was taken from you. So you may have lost your loved one, and maybe you were feeling unsure if you wanted to meet somebody new, or feeling distrustful just because this could have been kind of an abrupt situation that happened here. And if that did happen to you, I'm so sorry. So if that did happen, I feel like you're slowly opening up to allowing someone else to come into your life, and you're slowly starting to appreciate this new person, okay? And if you've been in a relationship this whole time, I feel with the Emperor here that this is just building the strength of the relationship. Because remember I told you that supporting each other throughout hard times, it's like building this very, very, very strong relationship, which then kind of, you know, makes you feel more connected. You're maybe doing some, spicing things up or going on dates, having date nights, really bringing that romance back or keeping the romance alive and really keeping that energy alive within your relationship. Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles here. So I feel like there's definitely a lot more balance coming in toward like the second and third quarters of 2025, because we saw something going on here with the wheel, remember? Because I saw for some of you there's something external happening that was causing strain, which could have been financial, and then things started to balance out here. And then we had the coins here, and now we have the Six of Pentacles. Look at how you have the scales here. You have the scales here and you have the scales here. So there's definitely, I feel for some of you, something going on financially, which is going to be rectified. There's definitely, like, let's say if you're trying to get a loan to buy a home, or you need a loan to start a business, or you needed to make more money to pay off a loan, or, whatever it is, maybe medical bills or something like that. I feel like there's definitely going to be more balance and you're going to have more money flowing in. Another thing I see here, if you fall into the category of the one who mistrusted, is this person somebody I can trust? I feel like you're starting to let go of that feeling. You're starting to fully trust that this person has your best interest at heart. And I feel like there is becoming an even exchange of energy between you and this person. So I feel like you're no longer kind of closed off to this person. I feel like you're allowing yourself to be more vulnerable and allowing this person to like kind of just embracing that this person is in your life. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of progress happening so far in 2025, the second half of 2025. So we have the Empress here. So with the Empress, I feel like if you are, and with June, July, August, September. Yeah, that's what I thought. So September. So this is the beginning of Libra season, which is really interesting here. So with the Empress card, first of all, if you did have any financial worries, it's definitely being fixed by the third quarter. Okay. Definitely being fixed by that third quarter in 2025. Because there's a feeling of having everything that you need here with the Empress. And it's interesting because the Empress can be pregnant sometimes in the decks, the different tarot decks, the Empress is pregnant. So it can signify pregnancy. It can also signify 9 months. Okay. And this is September right here, if we look at it month by month, right? So I definitely feel that there's some sort of balance happening by August, September. That's definitely good news for you. Definitely good news. This could also signify a pregnancy happening around September, okay? Which could indicate that for those of you that want children, if you don't want children, just be careful around that time. But for those of you that are definitely looking forward to that, a win-win outcome is forecast. We have full moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. So definitely there could be something happening in September, okay? Because with the new romantic cycle, of course, if you want children, that's going to be very, very exciting, creating a new energy, right? So that's definitely possible. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things happening, a lot of good, positive things happening in September for you. A lot of things to be grateful for. And look, there's a child here too. I just realized that. How interesting. Yeah, so some of you could have some baby news coming in September. Okay, so we have the King of Swords here. You know, with the King of Swords, there's also a sense of balance with the King of Swords. There's a sense of change, transformation, communication. So there could be some news coming in, especially with the bird like flying in. Yeah, interesting. Having like a different perspective on things too, which you could get if you're about to have a child, right? You kind of have a different perspective on life. So very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to leave that part there, and I'm going to move on to if you are in the category of feeling a little insecure about a new relationship. I feel that this person coming toward October, I mean, even before that, you're going to start to feel more secure with this person, more comfortable with this person, you know, definitely slowly moving through the relationship throughout 2025. But I feel like there's something in October that you're going to see that fully transforms your belief in this person. You feel 100% secure that this person is who they say they are. You're going to know that they don't say things just to say things. This person doesn't lie. This person's very upfront. This person's very trustworthy. So I feel like definitely you're going to feel more secure in that. I also feel like if you were in the path who is having the financial difficulties or something like that, hold on real quick, because I don't want to forget to say this. For those of you who do want a child, it could be that you are having, some of you may have been trying for a while. Some of you may be going through different like fertility treatments or something like that. And I see that definitely working out in your favor. Okay, so I just want to mention that. Okay, so yeah, if you had any kind of financial difficulties or anything like external that was kind of affecting the relationship on some level, what I see here with the King of Swords is that that's changing. I feel like any chaos that was going on is calming down, it's dissipating. There's, you know, butterflies here, so there's definitely transformation. Anything that you were working on in the Magician card here is coming together. Things are lining up. A lot of hard work went into this. But again, that takes me back to the gratitude and appreciation of working on things together. You both have your own set of skills, and bringing those together really makes this work out for you. Okay. So we have the Five of Cups here. So with the Five of Cups, I feel that this is realizing that something that didn't work out in the past, something that was lost in the past, really didn't have a place in this relationship anyway. So like if you are in the group that's feeling a little bit distrustful, I feel like excuse me, I feel like toward the end of the year you're going to be understanding that you don't need to hold on to that energy anymore. Okay, I feel like whatever this is that happens here, it's like, okay, I can cut that tie to that situation with the scissors here. It's like somebody really proves themselves to you around September or November. No, wait, November, October, November, December. Okay, I'm sorry. Around October. And with that, you're able to release this pain and hurt here and walk away with these two cups up here, which is your relationship. Again, you see we have the two cups here. You have the scales here, the scales here, the scales here. So there's definitely some kind of balance, like emotional balance that's happening throughout 2025, especially toward the end of the year. And if this applies to those of you who are already in the relationship, I feel like for some of you, this external thing that was going on, it's like realize, like if something didn't work out. So let's just say that maybe you were trying to get a particular home, you're trying to buy a home and it fell through and you didn't get that because there's something that didn't quite work out or something that was very, very stressful toward the beginning of the year. I feel like toward the end of the year, you're going to see things differently and you're going to realize, oh, you know what? We found something much better anyway, so I'm really not worried about it anymore. Okay, so something like that could be going on here. Okay, so let's get your last card. Wow, interesting. So you have the World card, and with the World card, I'm feeling like it's connected to the Five of Cups. It's connected to completely releasing this card and releasing the Devil card. Because I feel like the Devil card and the Five of Cups are connected, especially if you are, oh, wow, I'm getting so much information. Okay, so especially, well, not especially, but okay, let me reel it in a second here. If you are in the group that didn't feel like they could trust somebody right away, with the Five of Cups, I feel like you're completely releasing that by the end of 2025. I feel like that is going to be a thing of the past for you. You're going to be completely releasing that. You're going to know that you found a stand-up person. Okay, with the Emperor and the King of Swords, you're going to know that this person is a true person. This is somebody I can trust. And it doesn't matter what gender, you know, because right now I'm just reading the energy of these two people here. So gender doesn't matter, okay? So you're fully releasing that mistrust. And then with the World card, you're able to really start this new romantic cycle where you like 100% trust this person. Okay, moving on to this new life together. For those of you who are going to be finding out that you're pregnant or that your partner is pregnant, you're going to be preparing for that new phase of your life. Okay. And then for those of you who, with the Empress card here, are like birthing something new, it doesn't have to be a child. It could be a new home. It could be a new phase in your relationship. It could be, you know, excuse me. It could be really anything going on in your relationship moving forward in a positive way in this relationship. I feel like definitely by the end of the year, you are about to step into this new cycle, this new life. Maybe some of you are getting that new home and you're about to step into it. Some of you may be moving to a different location and you're about to start a new life together there. You know, whatever it is, the World card is a very positive card. It's like everything's coming together. Everything that you are trying to manifest here with the Magician card is coming together here. Okay, so there's a lot of progress happening here, a lot of positivity, a lot of like movement through different kind of cycles and energies, but ultimately a lot of productivity. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked in the description box below. And on my website, you will also find that I also offer Reiki and sound healing sessions. So that's also there for you if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching.